Okay, I am ready to get started with my dough. So I have my 2 browns ready to go. Depending on what color you've used as your outline, it really doesn't matter. But to get started, I'm going to take the lighter of my 2 browns. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and do a solid coverage. Again, keeping my pencil on the side. I'm not going to really worry too much about the value in this, because the most important thing is that our icing has the correct shading, the lights and darks in it. So for now, I'm just getting a solid coverage of this light brown.
Like that. Ooh, no, not that one.
Continue to work around
There you go.
the outside.
Awesome. Hold it.
And almost there.
Yes, caught me. Yeah.
Okay, and almost done. Okay. Now that I have a solid color in there, and it's all covered, I'm going to go into my darker color. So I am going to follow the rules just a little bit of where to place my darker value. I'm going to make it a little bit darker over here, but I'm not going to go crazy about actually trying to figure out where the light would hit this donut. So because this is the darker corner, just like we did with our icing,
Reagan, you didn't do
Doesn't have to be perfect. When we
I
work with our
am
trees, then if you
going
want
to
a
just
little
darken up the bottom right. All right, now from here and all the way around the donut, I'm just gonna add a little bit of value under the icing. So right about here. Okay, and then I'm also gonna kind of do these little corners just so it gets a little darker and fades out. Under the icing.
We don't wash our hands so very much.
If you don't have a big space, you can just pretty much cover the whole thing. Under the icing, corners, corners.
Or you can just know it. You'll be able to feel that tiny part.
Under the icing,
Look how tiny this rest of the mouth
corner,
is.
corner.
We have to let this dry. And then, yeah, we'll do the trees next.
Under the icing,
Well, we don't have a lot of time left.
corner,
But yeah.
corner. Under the icing, corner, corner, and our final little section. Okay, now I'm ready to add some water. So you want to be really careful. This brush that I'm using is a little big. So I'm gonna be really, really careful with this. I would recommend using a much smaller brush because these areas are really tiny. Getting a lot of that extra water off so I'm not dealing with too much as I go in. Just like we did with our donut, I want to hit the lighter section first. So I'm just gonna go around anywhere where it's lighter. I'm gonna get that first. And I want to go quickly because I don't want my paper to dry. All right, now I'm gonna clean my brush, get some of that excess water off. And again, being very careful because I do not want to activate any of the pink. I'm going to activate that darker brown around the edge. This will activate your old paint, so be very careful that you do not overlap. If you do, clean your brush quickly and pick up any excess that may have seeped in. It's really important to not water these in the same day. Clean my brush. Come back and do one the next day. I would recommend doing your icing first, activating that icing, waiting for that to dry, coming in and doing maybe all of your dough and all of your donuts at the same time. And this is already drying a little bit.
Oh, that looks
You
good.
got it all over your hands, so that's gonna possibly get on your shirt. You gotta be careful. Awesome, all done? And you touch it up. When you're done, you can put it in the drying rack. Then wash your paintbrush.
All
Throw
right,
that one piece of paper away.
and voila. So up here it is starting to pool a little bit. So
Perfect.
I'm just gonna kind of move my paper a little bit, let some of that water get away from that pooling section. All right, there we go. One donut complete. Watch our next video to watch how to add our shadow.